Dorit made shocking confession at RHOBH reunion. Dorit Kemsley has not been holding back on season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and she's carrying that attitude into the upcoming reunion. That much was made clear when Briefing on Bravo caught up with the diamond holder backstage at the reunion taping in Los Angeles on February 28. Sitting in the glam chair ahead of the big day, Dorit revealed her prediction that she's going to be the one answering some big questions this time around. "My seat feels kinda warm, and I feel like it's going to be very hot when I get to the stage," she shared during the exclusive interview. "I mean, this is the day to put it all out there, so hopefully that's what will happen." After all, this season saw Dorit reckoning with her separation from husband Paul P.K. Kemsley, which caused feelings of anger and resentment to rise to the surface. As she contended with those emotions, she finally confronted Kyle Richards about some lingering issues in their friendship, leading to uncomfortable and, at times, heated conversations. And while Dorit and Kyle were ultimately able to make amends partway through the season, the same can't be said for Dorit and Sutton Stracke. Dorit reveals the advice she gave Bozoma before the RHOBH reunion. Given that this is Bozoma St. John's first reunion, Dorit offered the new housewife a bit of advice going into the taping, though she acknowledged that the businesswoman has surely had more stressful experiences. "I told Bozy, I said, this is child's play compared to what you have been through and what you have done," Dorit recalled. However, as prepared as Boz might be thanks to her background as the former chief marketing officer for Netflix, reunions are still a different animal. So Dorit encouraged Boz to be true to herself and get everything off her chest. "I said to her, this is the time to say whatever you need to say. You don't want to leave here and feel like you wished you said something," Dorit explained. "So I said, just put it all out there." PK addresses pre-reunion rumors he and Dorit are faking split. Meanwhile, Dorit's ex is similarly bearing it all. While attending the grand opening of NYC's Planet Hollywood, PK spoke to Briefing on Bravo about speculation that he and Dorit are faking their split so they have a juicy storyline on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. "The show's on, so it's very real to us. It was filmed 10 months ago," he shared. "Listen, it is what it is. Things are not entirely as I'd like them presented. But we made the bed, so we're in it, aren't we?" The exes have yet to file for divorce, which is part of the reason why fans are speculating that the split is not real. But it seems that Dorit may be holding out hope that they can reconcile. She told Andy Cohen on the March 11 episode of Watch What Happens Live that she'd be open to working out their issues, but admitted, "I don't think it's up to me, if I'm honest." Dorit made shocking confession at RHOB's reunion, a deep dive into the reunion drama. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, RHOBH, is no stranger to shocking twists, emotional confessions, and jaw-dropping confrontations. But as the drama-filled season 14 approached its reunion taping, one cast member stood out for her readiness to confront her past, her emotions, and the simmering tensions that had been building all season long. That cast member was none other than Dorit Kemsley, the glamorous and always polite housewife with a hidden layer of fierce resilience. In a reunion that promised to be nothing short of explosive, Dorit had a shocking confession that left fans and fellow housewives alike stunned. The build-up, tension, and separation. This season of RHOBH saw Dorit navigating one of the most difficult periods of her life, including a growing emotional distance from her husband, Paul P.K. Kemsley. Their relationship, which had previously been seen as the picture of wealth and stability, began to fracture in front of the cameras. Dorit's internal battle with the idea of separation was deeply palpable, and viewers witnessed firsthand the rawness of her emotions. On top of that, her interactions with her co-stars, particularly Kyle Richards and Sutton Stracke, added another layer of complexity to her personal journey. The tension between Dorit and Kyle Richards, in particular, had been building for months. Their once solid friendship had started to unravel as unresolved issues came to the surface. Dorit's struggles with PK's emotional distance and their growing separation led to an outpouring of anger and resentment, which affected her interactions with everyone around her. This wasn't just about a marriage on the rocks. It was about Dorit finding herself in a place of emotional vulnerability that no one, not even her closest friends, seemed able to help her navigate. As the season progressed, Dorit found herself at odds with Kyle in a way that was uncomfortable to watch. The heated conversations, the misunderstandings, and the accusations led to an emotional confrontation where Dorit finally broke down. It was a raw, unfiltered moment of self-reflection, and the audience saw the cracks in Dorit's seemingly perfect life. But what shocked everyone most was that the reunion would not just be about her relationship with PK or her strained friendship with Kyle. Dorit had a bombshell confession that she had been holding in. The reunion, a high-stakes moment. On the day of the reunion taping in Los Angeles on February 28, Dorit Kemsley sat nervously in the glam chair backstage, preparing herself for the emotional roller coaster that awaited. The reunion was set to be a tense affair, as the ladies of Beverly Hills would come face to face to address the most heated moments of the season. And Dorit was well aware that her seat in the hot seat would be anything but comfortable. In an exclusive backstage interview with Briefing on Bravo, Dorit reflected on her feelings heading into the reunion. "My seat feels kinda warm, and I feel like it's going to be very hot when I get to the stage," she confessed, a mix of anticipation and apprehension evident in her voice. "I mean, this is the day to put it all out there, so hopefully that's what will happen." Dorit's words hinted at what would unfold during the reunion. She had been holding back all season, wrestling with her emotions and the precarious state of her marriage. Now, she was ready to let it all spill. The reunion would not just be a chance to clear the air with Kyle and Sutton. It would be Dorit's moment to confront the truth about her marriage, her future, and her relationships with the women around her. Dorit and PK's marriage, real or just for show? One of the most significant topics of discussion was the status of Dorit and PK's marriage. The couple had been going through a separation, but as fans of RHOBH know, not everything is always as it seems on reality television. Speculation began to swirl, with fans questioning whether the separation was real or simply a storyline created to add drama to the show. After all, the couple had yet to file for divorce, and this left many wondering if the split was nothing more than a calculated move to generate buzz. In an interview with Briefing on Bravo, PK was candid about the rumors surrounding his relationship with Dorit. "The show's on, so it's very real to us. It was filmed 10 months ago," he admitted. "Listen, it is what it is. Things are not entirely as I'd like them presented. But we made the bed, so we're in it, aren't we?" PK's words hinted at the complexity of their situation. It was clear that while the separation was real, there were still emotions, regrets, and perhaps even a hope for reconciliation. But was Dorit's confession at the reunion the beginning of a new chapter for her and PK, or was it the final nail in the coffin of their relationship? Dorit's confession, a moment of vulnerability. As the reunion unfolded, Dorit, true to her word, did not hold back. She was ready to confront everything, to lay it all out on the table for the world to see. As the other women grilled her about her marriage, her friendships, and her behavior throughout the season, Dorit made a shocking confession that no one saw coming. With tears welling up in her eyes, Dorit revealed that her separation from PK had been far more complicated than anyone had realized. While she had presented herself as the confident, poised housewife with a perfect life, the reality was far from that. Dorit admitted that she had been deeply hurt by the emotional distance that had crept into her marriage with PK, but more than that, she revealed a deeper, more personal truth. "I've been hiding a lot," Dorit confessed, her voice trembling with emotion. "I've been so focused on keeping up appearances and trying to maintain control, but the truth is, I've been struggling with feelings of abandonment, loneliness, and fear. I've been trying to keep everything together, but I'm not okay." The room fell silent as Dorit's raw admission settled over everyone. It was a moment of vulnerability that shocked her co-stars, many of whom had seen Dorit as the picture-perfect Beverly Hills woman. But in that moment, Dorit showed a side of herself that was more real and relatable than anyone could have expected. This was a Dorit that no one had ever seen before, the woman behind the glamorous facade, the woman who had been fighting her own battles in silence. And in that moment of honesty, Dorit forced herself to reckon with her reality and the choices she had to make for her future.